Hello, my wonderful students. I welcome you to another intriguing and interesting class in government. In today's lesson, we shall be looking at Independence Constitution of 1960. Independence Constitution of 1960. I will be exposing you to the various features, merits and demerits of this constitution. For our lesson objectives, by the end of this class, you should be able to discuss the features of Independence Constitution, explain the merits, discuss the demerits of the Independence Constitution, and as well as discuss the reasons for political instability in Nigeria after independence. Of course, without being told, the Independence Constitution was the constitution that ushered Nigeria into independence. This constitution marks the beginning of Nigeria's self-government, even though Nigeria was not totally independent, because England was still performing some roles within the provision of the Independence Constitution. But let's look at the features of the Independence Constitution of 1960. What are these features that made us to say that Nigeria was partially independent? Now let's take them one after the other. One of the features of the Independence Constitution is that it gave Nigeria a parliamentary system of government. Parliamentary system of government is a system whereby the head of state is different from the head of government. The Constitution provided for a democratic parliamentary system of government for Nigeria, where we have Tafawa Balewa as the head of government, and then the Queen of England as the head of state, represented by Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was the Governor General. The Constitution also retained a federal system. That is, a federal system of government was retained. So the arrangement of 1910 Constitution was maintained, just that it made a provision for the position of a prime minister, which 1910 didn't provide. Another feature was that the head of state was the Governor General, representing the Queen of England. The Queen was the head of state, represented by Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was the Governor General. So the Queen remained the head of state of Nigeria. Again, the Constitution made provision for the position of the head of government, and the head of government was the Prime Minister. The head of government and the head of the administration was the Prime Minister. And this Prime Minister was the person of Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. Another feature of the Independence Constitution was that it made a provision for bi-cameral legislature at the center. There were two houses, the House of Senate and the House of Representatives. So the National Parliament provided for a bicameral legislature at the center. So there were two houses. There was also the regional legislature, and each of the three regions had a House of Assembly and a House of Chiefs. So the northern region, eastern, and the western region were all having House of Assembly and House of Chiefs. There was also the position of the premier at the various regions. The premier was the head of the executive in each region. Also, provision was made for a ceremonial governor for each of the regions. So at the center, there was Governor General to perform ceremonial function, and at each region, there was a governor to perform ceremonial function. Another feature was the British Privy Council. The Privy Council was the highest court, and this Privy Council was in London. So it means that the Supreme Court was not the highest court in Nigeria. And the Constitution also spells out how one can acquire the citizenship of Nigeria. It defined who a citizen was and how one can become a citizen. The necessary conditions one must fulfill in order to naturalize and become a Nigerian citizen. Again, the Constitution gave the federal government power to declare states of emergency. The federal government was given the power to declare state of emergency in any part of the country if there were crisis or war. However, resolution would be passed by the House of Representatives with a 2/3 majority supporting it. Also, there was constitutional division of powers. The Constitution divided the legislative powers of the government into 3 exclusive, concurrent, and residual lists. For example, only the central government could make laws through the parliament on issues listed under the exclusive legislative list. Merits of Independence Constitution. 1. It gave Nigeria independence. 2. Bi-cameral legislature. Also, it spelled out the fundamental human rights of the citizen. Nigeria became a member of UNO. The Constitution spells out how citizenship can be acquired. And the various demerits. There was a partial independence. The Queen was still the head of state. And the final court was not the Supreme Court, rather it was the British Privy Council in London. And there was still some elements of interference. Now, let's look at the reasons for political instability in Nigeria after independence. The reasons. What led to political instability in Nigeria immediately after independence? Let's look at these reasons. Among the various reasons why Nigeria witnessed political instability immediately after independence was the fact that there was economic mismanagement, election irregularities, disregard for the constitution, tribalism and nepotism, disagreement on revenue sharing formula, interference by the military, religious intolerance, among others. In conclusion, the Independence Constitution of 1960 gave Nigeria a partial independence. There was still foreign interference by the colonial masters. The period witnessed economic hardship, bribery, and corruption. This is all I have for you today. Until we meet again in our next class. Goodbye.